Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to talk about problems leading to quadratic equations in Algebra 5. Now, problems leading to quadratic equations, it means you have a problem and to solve this problem, you have to use quadratic equations. Now, for example, let's take a look at this question here. We're going to answer some questions related to this topic just to show you the idea that we are talking about, okay? Okay, let's see. Let's cover these. The rectangles shown have the same area. Find x. So both of them, they have the same area. And we understand the meaning of area. Area of rectangles means what? It means width times length. Width times length. These are very important. You have to focus on them. Now, the width and the length, when you multiply them, they will equal the width and the length when you multiply them on this rectangle. So this means I have to write an equation that has these multiplied here. I'll do it here. So two brackets. The first one is x plus 3, and then the second one is x plus 1. This is the first area of the rectangle, of this rectangle. Now, the second rectangle, I'm going to put an equal between the first. And then the second rectangle, same idea. I'm going to use the x here, and then open a bracket, 2x plus 2. 2x plus 2, and then close the bracket. Now I have the equation ready, which is the first area equals the second area. And this is the idea of the question. Now I'm going to expand these and then simplify them. So when we expand, focus on this because this one is covering the whole chapter, expanding, understanding problems, and solving, okay? Solving for x. Now, to expand, I'm going to multiply the first one by the first one and then multiply by the second one. Same idea with the second one, like this. Second by first, second by second. Now, let's solve. So x times x is going to be x power of 2, like this. Let's put it here. And then x times 1 is going to be plus 1x or plus x. Now, 3 times x will be 3x. 3 times 1 is going to be 3. Now, this is the first part. I can simplify it more by saying x squared plus these together will be 4x. So x squared. Let's finish the first part and then go to the second one. X plus 3x will be 4x. So plus 4x. And then plus 3. We put the equal sign and we finished the first part. Now let's come to the second part. When we expand this second part, same idea. I'm going to take the x, expand it inside the bracket like this by multiplying. So x times 2x is going to be 2x power of 2. And then x times 2 equals positive 2x. Now, we end up with these. I'm going to take these to this side and leave this side as 0. Okay? So I'm going to take these, the 2x that I found here, positive 2x. I'm going to take it to this side. Same idea with the positive 2x squared. So positive 2x squared and positive 2x. I'm going to take both of them here and I'm going to change the signs. So I'll end up with what? Let me do it here so we don't get confused. First, let me write what we end up with. So 2x power of 2 and plus 2x plus 2x. Okay. Now, let's take all of these here so we don't end up with a negative x squared. Okay. So here, let me put a line so I can write everything again. But before that, let me take these here. So I'm going to take all of these like this to the other side and change the signs. And I'll end up with 0 here. So it's going to be 0 equals like this, 2x power of 2, like this, and then plus 2x, Now this minus x squared minus 4x. As I said, we changed all of the signs, okay? And then minus 3. So I took all of these to the side and I changed the signs. Minus x squared, minus 4x, minus 3. Now I'm gonna simplify. Simplifying means what? Means take the like terms and add them and subtract them together depending on the signs. So here we have 2x squared minus x squared is gonna be x power of 2 or x squared because 2 minus 1 is 1. So we finish this one. So we put a line so we don't use it again. Now 2x minus 4x. Same idea. I'm going to put a line like this. 2x minus 4x equals minus 2x. Very good. Minus 2x. And then the negative 3 is the same because it has no like terms. And then equals 0. Now, I ended up with what? I ended up with a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation. Now, I'm going to solve this quadratic equation. Now, because we have three elements, nothing in common between them, we use the double bracket method. Focus on these steps. Knowing the method is half the answer. If you don't know which method to use, it means you will struggle in finding the answer. So, three elements, nothing in common between them, between the three of them. So this means double bracket method. Now in the double bracket method, here we have x, x. Now the last sign, which is this one, is negative. Negative means what? Very good, subtraction. Negative means subtraction. Now to subtract, it means what? It means different signs. It means different signs. So one of them will be positive and the other one will be negative. So positive, negative. Focus on these steps. So subtraction means different signs. Now, I want two numbers. When you multiply them, you get 3. When you subtract them, you get 2. When you multiply them, you get 3. When you subtract them, you get 2. And the sign next to the 2 means the bigger number should be negative. The bigger number should be negative. So the numbers that we're talking about are what? Very good. The numbers are 3 and 1. When you multiply them, you get 3. So I'm going to put the 3 here because we said the bigger number should be negative. So the numbers will be 3 and 1. 3 and 1. So here, when we multiply them, we get 3. When we subtract them, we get 2. And that's the idea of this question. Now, focus on the steps that we did. We multiplied these because we know that the areas are the same. And we understand by that that multiplying here means expanding. We expanded at the end, we simplified. After simplifying, we made a quadratic equation. And then we did what? We factorized. Now, the last step to find x, which is the length of the line, it means we have to solve. Solving this, as we said before, it means take each part alone and make it equal to 0. So we're going to take the first part, which is x plus 1. So x plus 1 equals 0. Now we take the 1 to the other side, so x will equal negative 1. That's the first answer. Now the second one, I'm going to take the second part, which is x minus 3, like this. So x minus 3 will equal 0. X minus 3 equals 0. We take the 3 to the other side, so x will equal positive 3. Now we have two answers for this question. One of them is negative, and the other one is positive. Which one do you think is the right answer? Very good. The positive one. Why do you think that the positive one is the right answer? Because one of the x's is the whole line. We can't say that the length of this line is a negative 1. We can't have a negative in the measurements of lengths. So the final answer or the right answer, x equals 3. This means that x here will equal 3. And this is how you answer a question like this. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.